different, but it was still tough for freshers to get a job because. So right now, I think everybody knows that there's this huge recession going on. This is a very beneficial and interesting subject that I would like to pursue because applying for a fresher, it doesn't help that much. The bigger companies, since they mass hire, they may end up paying you like a 6 to 7 lakh package. Make people think that it's a project that you've actually worked on. I ended up getting a job through my placement cell from college, but most of my juniors did not. So we need to be very, very fluent in our communication skills. But the interview processes might scare a lot of people. It's a new company, they don't have a lot of knowledge, guidance, then they'll end up paying you less if they even need a data scientist for that matter.
Today I have pleasure to introduce a very enthusiastic and talented young professional, Miss Kanika Malkani. Kanika is a data science graduate from NMIMS Mumbai and is currently working as a machine learning engineer at Zuno General Insurance. With over 1+ years of experience in the field, she making waves in the world of machine learning. But that's not all about Kanika. She serves as the Vice President of the Rotaract of Bombay West. I can't wait to dive into her journey and hear her insights. Let's give warm welcome to Miss Kanika Malkani. Hi Kanika, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Too good, I'm too good. Thanks for asking. First of all, I would like to thank you for coming to my podcast.
Yes, pleasure is all mine.
Yes. First of all, I want to discuss you a very important point that was about your educational journey and career journey so far. I want to know more about your education journey and also career journey right now.
Okay, so I have done a bachelor's in data science from NMIMS. It's a new course. I was part of the first batch that graduated from there. It's a 3-year degree focused on data science, which means mathematics, computer science, and statistics. And currently, I'm working at this company called Zuno, which is part of the Edelweiss group. And I'm working there as a machine learning engineer.
Yes. It's great to hear that you are a machine learning engineer because many of the profession choose the data scientist or data analyst role or any SQL developer. But choosing the machine learning is a really tough task, I think so, because it totally depends on the mathematics, not only just about the coding and other part.
Yeah, but it's also like you need to obviously know the fundamentals and you need to be a data analyst in it too. So yeah.
Yeah. So my second point I want to discuss with you is which company you're working right now and how the company is beneficial for your professional growth. Is it a service-based company or a product-based company?
Okay, so Zuno is an insurance company, which is obviously a service provided, but they have different products. And it's a general insurance company, which means that we have health, motor, and other related insurance. And how is it beneficial for my career is that it helps me understand the BFSI domain and explore it thoroughly, understand how I can fit into it.
Okay, so as you said that you are a machine learning engineer in Zolo. So what is your day-to-day job look like? So what is your exactly roles and responsibility in the company?
As a machine learning engineer, I'm working on a lot of model building, a lot of use cases that they have, which includes like fraud detection and all of that. Like they also have projects which entail of like triggers and automation. So and analysis also like renewal analysis, etc.
Kanika, you also completed an internship, like internship of 6 months. So I want to know more about your internship. How does that internship help you in a professional growth? And in today's 2024, how does the internship is beneficial for the students who are the fresher?
So while you're in college, I think it's very important besides the theoretical part that you focus on, there are all the summer holidays that you get, and it's very crucial to get an internship to understand what's going out in the industry, to get a hand full of like when we work on projects on our own, the data is very clean, it's very robust, but when you go out in the industry, the data, when you understand that segment of it, it's very tough to understand that the industry and the business logics of it and the interest of the audience that lies from your role to the company. So yeah, it's very crucial to get that industry experience and of course the networking side of it also. So yeah.
Yeah. So internship is very important for as a fresher. So I want to know that at which point of your life you get understand or you get clarity of your future that I want to become a machine learning engineer or a data scientist.
I think nobody can get that clarity easily. I mean, it's nothing like it'll be a pivotal moment in your life when you realize that you want to do this or that. But as for me, when I started with my course and then I understood like a bunch of projects, I saw use cases, people who are working in the industry, talking to them, I realized that this is a very beneficial and interesting subject that I would like to pursue.
Yeah, it's very important that at the starting, no one knows what they are going to do. They just enter like, I want to become a data scientist or data analyst. But after the many more research and the looking into social media, we get to know there are many job roles instead of just being a data scientist or a data analytics, like machine learning
Yeah.
engineer, AI developer, AI ML architect, also SQL developer, Power BI developer, data visualization engineer. There are
Mhm.
many points.
And people come from different backgrounds, non-tech backgrounds, so it's all when you get the role, when you understand the opportunity, and if you fit in, then it's great.
So, Kanika, next I want to know that what was your job application process you followed? How did you crack your first interview? And what the tips and tricks help you throughout your job application process and interview process?
So basically, job as for job applications, it's super crucial for to know that which college you're in, if they have placements and all of that, and if you can crack those, if those are your dream companies. And off campus, you still keep trying through referrals because applying for a fresher it doesn't help that much. And the first stage to all of that is your resume. So you need to make sure your resume is up and out there. It has something different to offer, and based on that then you get calls, but based on referrals and your networking skills. So directly applying has never helped many people that I know, freshers. Getting a referral, connecting with people, their own network, that helps the best.
Okay, you said a very important point that is about the networking, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, networking really helps a lot for the getting the job, getting the referrals through
Mhm.
the company employees and all their team leaders or the managers. Just you have to try for the referral.
And you have to be in touch with your seniors, even with your juniors, because your juniors, once they enter the industry, they're going to be with you. So it's very important to network around and take help whenever you need, take guidance from your professors as well.
So next, a very important point I want to discuss that is about the salary. How much salary a machine learning engineer gets in India? Tell me about the fresher level or entry level machine learning engineer till the senior level machine learning engineer. Tell me about the product based, service based, and startup. How much they get the salary in India right now?
Product based is kind of higher, the range would be higher as compared to service based. And startup, again, it depends. Like a lot of startups go for the excuse that we're new and we don't have that much to offer, but the opportunity is going to be excellent for you to learn and grow. So that's why their pay might be less. Or if it's a startup, then they also go up for the higher ranges since you might be the only machine learning engineer that they have. It depends again on what company you're working on, what their circumstances are. But about to give a rough range for freshers, that would be about 5 to 11, 12 lakhs. But again, depends on where you are, which company. The bigger companies, since they mass hire, they may end up paying you like a 6 to 7 lakh package.
Okay, so have you noticed one thing like different metro cities of India, their salary gets different, like in North India or in village compared to North India and South India?
I think more of the metro cities, they have to offer a higher amount if they want the candidate to live in the city, especially pay rent and all of that. Again, different city wise, but there are a lot of remote jobs coming up. My job is a remote one.
So as compared to like, what do you think that in North India, the people are getting more salary or in South India?
I mean, that's kind of controversial. It depends. It depends on the city, I'm guessing, because it obviously depends on the opportunity also. Like if it's a new company, they don't have a lot of knowledge, guidance, then they'll end up paying you less. If they even need a data scientist for that matter. The bigger companies, since they mass hire, they may end up paying you like a 6 to 7 lakh package.
The next point I want to discuss is about your resources. While you are doing the studies, what resources you followed? Like any specific book, specific YouTube channel, specific website, or what different types of your resources also you follow day by day to update yourself?
In terms of resources, I think StatQuest is a YouTube channel which is very famous. They have very good like videos, 10, 12 minute videos. and that is the best for explaining anything at all. Even one day before an interview, if you're sitting there and just trying to remember, oh, what was that, and you can just, all the logics, fundamental logics, everything is there. And besides that, if you want to build on your like Python and SQL, then you can obviously go on HackerRank, which is a website wherein you can they give you like a lot of coding problems and challenges. And besides that, if you want to learn a particular another like Django, Flask, or any microservice or any language, then you can go up for a Udemy course wherein they have some certain boot camp courses which actually properly teach you how to go about learning an app, creating something of your own. And like Free Code Camp also has very good YouTube videos where they have like 3 hour, 6 hour videos. But watching that at 1.5x always helps. And you can end up creating your own app with the logics, even if it's a 6-year-old video, you're still very stunned that, oh my God, I am doing this. So if you do it side by side, then you have an app ready.
Yes, because YouTube is like free teacher. We can get knowledge from at any time, from any place, and also we can compare all the channels. Channel is best suitable for us. So going through your LinkedIn, I saw one thing that you have done the personal projects. How does that personal projects help you to get in the job, and what kind of personal projects you have done?
Those were my academic projects actually. So they were part of my course actually. And those helped me like basically the whole point is that you need to implement them, to productize them, to you need to basically align it with the industry in order to make people think that it's a project that you've actually worked on. It actually makes sense and it's something different out there. It's just not like a machine learning model. You just run it and gotten some scores out of it. You need to come up with conclusions and final product of it.
Can you please tell me the any specific project that you have done, and you will also recommend to do this project for the aspirants?
I mean, as times pass on, you need to level up and upskill and all of that. But in terms of projects, I think you need to have like some SQL involved, some Python involved, some web development, app development involved in it to make it like a full stack project with the data science or LLM models that you can incorporate in it and make it like a complete cycle of a project.
And also nowadays, everyone wants to do a master's from the abroad. Are you planning to do a master's? How it is important to doing the master's?
It's very crucial to get a master's. One, because of the networking part of it, you get to network with people who want to do like a similar job role, who will be in the same industry as you. So, because of the networking part, because of what you'll get to learn, and the exposure, the overall opportunities you'll get during a master's, and obviously the criteria should be the course that you want to do and a well-known college, so that the placements are good, the opportunities you get are good. So I think that is what you should look for when you're considering a master's.
So what is your aim after doing the master's? You want to do start the startup company, or you want to do the job?
Startup, no, not really, because everybody is in that rat race of like trying to start with having a startup of their own. And even though the idea might not be original, they just want to get out there, get a startup because it'll be profitable. But you need to have like a lot of knowledge, the right people on board to actually make a startup successful.
So as you said that recession is going on in the whole world. So I want to know more about the recession going on in 2024 and how competition will be increased after the recession in India.
Okay, so recession, if I can give a clear example, that I ended up getting a job through my placement cell from college, but most of my juniors did not. So that's a very clear example that so much changed in a matter of 1 year. And the recession is, I think it's pretty bad for people who are trying to enter the industry, because some entry level jobs are trying to get automated, or people are looking at the bandwidth of their company and trying to reduce the number of people they have, trying to automate some tasks. And as for how long this will go for, nobody knows. But once you get into the industry, once you have the right network, once you have the right opportunities, then it's easier to navigate. But the entry level is getting tough, yes.
And also, as a machine learning engineer, I want to know that how communication skill is important to do the machine learning engineer job. So, because some of the students think that it's about the coding or mathematics, we don't need to be a fluent in English or in communication skill. Is it true?
So we need to be very, very fluent in our communication skills. We need to understand what the marketing team wants, what the business side wants, what any of the teams that they ask us for, any automation, any dashboard, any product, we need to understand thoroughly. Because if they look at something, if they don't find the functionality or the fluidity that they had asked for, then they'd just scrap it. They'd be like, oh, this team, they are not capable. So you need to thoroughly look at it from their perspective as well, what they're trying to achieve, how it's going to be beneficial for you and for them, of course. And yeah, communication skills are the most important thing.
And nowadays, the many non-tech peoples like from arts or commerce background also coming to the tech industry. They are getting the job as a data scientist, data analyst, machine learning engineer.
Yeah.
So, what do you think? Degree matters or the skill matters?
So if you're doing a degree, then the opportunities that you grab during that degree, the networking you do during that degree matters. As for the skills, I think data science is something that everybody is trying to, migrate to. Everybody wants to come to it simply because of the fact that it is not very hard to learn it because of the 3 month certificate courses, 6 months, 1 year, so how many ever there are n number of courses on it. And because of that, there's a lot of confidence in the market that oh, I'll be able to be a data scientist within 3 months. But the interview processes might scare a lot of people because you need to know machine learning, statistics, all of that to the core. So, yeah, I think skills matter, especially the programming languages and SQL also. SQL to a lot of extent, and even database and cloud services are also important. But yeah, a degree always kind of degree plus the college you choose kind of gives the upper hand in terms of salary as well.
Okay, so now I want to discuss that anyone from non-tech background wants to come into a data industry, wants to become a machine learning engineer. As a fresher, he wants to come in the industry. What the general guidelines he or she should be followed to get into the industry?
So, as I said, like to build on your Python and SQL skills and even R to a certain level, and your resume again. The resume that you have matters a lot because the automatic systems they reject like so many of them today, and the projects you do, the achievements, the certifications that you have are very important. Projects should be unique. They should have some insight and they should have something different that you've done apart from the basic steps that you have followed. More focus on the analysis and the results in terms of even numbers.
So also I want to ask you that can you please tell us in specific course or certification boot camps that help you to gain the skills?
So I have done a lot of courses from Udemy and again YouTube, free code camp, all of that for Django, for Flask, and for NLP also. Whenever it was needed, you had to upskill yourself. I can't really, recommend a particular one.
The most important factor to get in the job as a machine learning engineer. Let's take the example if fresher wants to enter into a machine learning engineer and he is right now in first year. So what subject, tools and techniques he should follow for the next 3 to 4 years and he should be excellent in that?
So as a machine learning engineer, obviously the theoretical fundamental knowledge should be there, but also the projects implemented end to end, some internships if possible related to data analysis or data science or even machine learning internships. If they grab such opportunities, then it'll be great.
So what the job scenario is going right now in India, and also tell us that what the job scenario when you entered as a fresher in the industry and now, and also is there a specific time in India in that time period or in that specific months you will get the job or you will get the more opportunities or you will get the more openings?
I had entered the job market last year, so it wasn't very different, but it was still tough for freshers to get a job because a data analyst, a BI analyst, all of those roles, we obviously will start. Every data scientist actually starts with a role like a data analyst or a BI analyst to get a idea of what's going around, and then they get promoted to either a data scientist, machine learning engineer. So basically, the fact that data scientists and machine learning engineers only come with a certain years of work experience. So even if a job profile says that we do not need experience for this data scientist particular role, that probably won't be true. They won't be picking a fresher up. So all of these roles need some certain years of experience, even in terms of knowing the databases, the cloud structures, etc. And when is it a good time? So in March, there's a lot of hiring that goes on for the whole year. I think after September, October, the holiday season, the Diwali season, all of that is very slow. Everybody goes for a holiday. So March is the best time to, apply, get referrals.
So my next question is, what is the one mistake you done in your professional life and what you learn from it?
I think I should have networked more earlier itself, because there are a lot of people, even from my college, who are so willing to help with anything, like even get my resume reviewed or guide me to which companies I should apply or what project I should go ahead with in my final semester. So I think networking is very crucial. And even if you're in your first year, it doesn't matter, but you should really just keep networking, keep making like real connections. It'll be better for your growth itself to understand what they are doing, what people in different companies are doing, if that's what you want to do.
So also going through your LinkedIn, I noticed one thing, that you have the good volunteer experience. Doing the volunteering, how the volunteer experience adds the value in your professional life? Because I saw in your LinkedIn that you are the vice president of Mumbai West, you are the social media manager of PR of the Mumbai Western Elite Club. So how that was beneficial for your professional growth?
So, in terms of professional growth, it just makes you more collaborative. When you're the vice president of a Rotaract club, you have to collaborate. You are setting up like certain activities, obviously hosting different events. So that makes you more collaborative. So my previous company, we did host a Diwali party. There was a bunch of that involved. So all the fun parts, all the collaborative part get involved when you're part of a social club.
The last question I want to ask you, that what advice you want to give to all the data aspirants or the students who want to come in this industry?
I would say that up your resume because it is very competitive out there. Because if you think you're a fresher applying for the job, there are probably experienced people also applying for the same job because of the fact that there's like a recession situation going on. So up your resume, up your network, and that's going to help you the best.
Yes. Thank you so much, Kanika, for coming to my podcast and giving us a valuable knowledge for our audience.
Thank you so much for having me.
Please let me know in the comment which guest would you like to see on this podcast and any specific topics you would like us to discuss with them. We will try to bring those guests and ask your questions so you will get more helpful information. Before you go, share this episode with someone. It might really help them because one conversation can change a person's life, giving them a new idea and direction. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. See you in next video.